Nelson Mandela. Early life. Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela was born on July 18, 1918 in the small village of Mvezo, South Africa. His father was a tribal leader of the Tembu people and served as a counselor to the monarch. Mandela was educated at the University of Fort Hare, the only Western-style university in the region at the time. He left the university without completing a degree after being expelled for joining a student protest. Political activism. In 1943, Mandela joined the African National Congress (ANC), and began actively advocating for the rights of black South Africans. He focused on nonviolent resistance and civil disobedience in the face of racial discrimination and white minority rule. He traveled throughout South Africa spreading the message of racial equality and was an early leader of the ANC's Youth League. Imprisonment. In 1962, Mandela was arrested and charged with treason. He was found guilty and sentenced to life in prison. He was held at the notorious Robben Island prison for 18 years. During his imprisonment, Mandela continued to fight for the rights of black South Africans and became a symbol of hope for the nation. Release from prison. In 1990, after a global campaign led by the ANC, Mandela was released from prison. He immediately returned to his political activism and worked to transition South Africa to a new multiracial democracy. Presidency of South Africa. In 1994, Mandela was elected President of South Africa in the nation's first non-racial elections. As president, Mandela sought to reconcile the nation's racial divisions and pushed for economic reform. He also passed several pieces of landmark legislation aimed at advancing racial equality and protecting the rights of all South Africans. Legacy. Mandela is widely regarded as one of the greatest leaders and most influential figures of the 20th century. His legacy is remembered for its commitment to social justice, racial equality, and democracy. He is remembered for his role in helping to bring about the end of apartheid in South Africa and for his tireless efforts to promote peace and reconciliation among his people. Awards and honors. Mandela received numerous awards and honors throughout his lifetime, including the Nobel Peace Prize in 1993. He also received honorary degrees from dozens of universities around the world and was the subject of numerous books, films, and documentaries. Personal life. Mandela married 3 times and had 6 children. His first 2 marriages ended in divorce, and he was married to his 3rd wife, Graca Machel, from 1998 until his death in 2013. Quotes. "It always seems impossible until it's done. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. For to be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others." Death. Nelson Mandela died on December 5, 2013 at the age of 95. He was mourned throughout the world and a memorial service attended by over 90,000 people was held in his honor in Johannesburg. Facts. Nelson Mandela was born on July 18, 1918. Mandela was the President of South Africa from 1994 until 1999. He had 6 sisters and 3 brothers. Nelson Mandela was also the President of the African National Congress or ANC from 1991 to 1997. He was imprisoned 4 times over the course of 28 years. His full name is Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela. Mandela was the first black president of South Africa. He was born in Mvezo, South Africa, to the Tembu royal family of the Xhosa tribe. Nelson Mandela was a South African anti-apartheid revolutionary. Apartheid was a system of institutionalized racial segregation that existed in Southwest Africa and South Africa. Mandela's government concentrated on demolishing the apartheid, promoting racial reconciliation, and fighting against racism. Nelson Mandela's father, Gadla Henry Mpakanyiswa, was a South African tribal chief. Nelson Mandela's mother was Nkofi Nozakeni. Mandela can speak Xhosa. It's a Nguni Bantu language and one of the official languages of Zimbabwe and South Africa. Mandela studied law at the University of Fort Hare and the University of Witwatersrand. Mandela was the first president to be elected in a fully representative democratic election. After Mandela, South Africa continued to have black presidents, Mbeki, Motlanthe, Zuma, and Ramaphosa. Nelson Mandela's nickname is Madiba. Mandela's other nickname is Dalibunga. Dear viewers, we have tried our best to provide you an informative video. Please comment that how did you find this video, because your opinion and comments are very important to us. If you like the video, please like and subscribe our channel so that you may be updated for our every informative video. Take care of your good self.